What's going on, Ravens fans? We got a bombshell report to talk about because ESPN's Jeremy Fowler mentioned the Baltimore Ravens as a team that he believes is a contender to land Raiders edge rusher Maxx Crosby via trade in this offseason. Buckle up. It's going to be a good one. And these next 3 or 4 months, man, they are going to be exciting. We're going to be here for all of it. So make sure you subscribe because a subscription today helps us bridge the gap between us and Steelers Talk for the February sub battle. They're up 81 subscribers on us. They took a big lead this weekend. Let's cut that deficit down. If you have not joined us yet and you love free daily Ravens shows, this is the place to be. So lock us in. So Jeremy Fowler released an article earlier today after all the intel he gained from Super Bowl Media Week, where pretty much every single NFL insider in the world congregates for a span of 7 days, trading secrets, and, well, he picked up a lot, especially when it comes to edge rusher Maxx Crosby. He says, what has been made clear to me, Crosby wants to be a part of a winner. That's the priority. Whether and how that's conveyed is still unclear. He has been fiercely loyal to Las Vegas. That loyalty will be tested more than ever in the coming weeks. Reality is the Raiders are still far away from significant winning. And the trade interest in Crosby is incredibly robust. I believe more than a dozen teams will at least inquire with levels of serious intent. And there are some natural would-be contenders, including the Bills, Lions, 49ers, Cowboys, and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, there's always a great sign to be mentioned in things like this. Now, I get it. Like Jeremy Fowler mentioning the Baltimore Ravens in a Maxx Crosby trade rumor article does not mean automatically that this is going to happen, but it does mean that NFL insiders and circles around the National Football League know that the Baltimore Ravens are in the room for a new edge rusher, right? That they're in the conversation to go out and make splash moves like this with their brand new coaching staff. And it would make a ton of sense why this would be something that's discussed, why this would be a possibility for both parties. Like, let's just start off with Maxx Crosby. Since he was drafted in Las Vegas, not LA, 6 head coaches, 9 starting quarterbacks. Fernando's about to be his 10th. A losing record, only 1 playoff appearance, and 0 playoff wins. Guys, that begins to wear you down as a competitor. I don't care how loyal you are to one franchise. If they're not loyal back to you in terms of wins, it's going to be hard to sit there and continue to grind out these losing seasons year after year and watch your career be wasted away. Diana Rossini agrees as well. She reported this. Maxx Crosby isn't coming right now and saying it, but the coaches and general managers around the league, it's pretty obvious that the Las Vegas Raiders star edge rusher would be highly interested in pursuing a change of scenery. But it was not just Jeremy Fowler. It was not just Diana Rossini, but additionally, Jason LaCanfora released an article earlier today where he spoke to an unnamed general manager in the National Football League who said he told Tom Brady, that's a fact. He told them he'll retire before he plays for them again. But I'm not sure they're going to actually trade him. Myles Garrett said the same thing, and we know how that ended up. Look, last night told me and showed me all I needed to see in terms of whether or not the Baltimore Ravens should make this move. Because what I saw was a defense win a Super Bowl. Sure, Sam Darnold was great. Kenny Walker, great. Cooper Kupp was making plays. Their kicker was awesome. But if their defense, and namely their defensive line, did not perform the way that they did, that is a brand new ballgame. That is a totally different ballgame. 6 sacks by Seattle, 11 quarterback hits, 28 pressures, a pressure rate of 52.8%, all while blitzing only 13.2% of the time. They were able to get to Drake May with 4 all game long. He had 0 time pressure on more than half of his dropbacks. So what that told me is if you want to win championships in the National Football League, if you want to watch your team hoist a Lombardi trophy, if you want to be a world champion come February, what you need to do is get stronger in the trenches, better in the defensive line, and make opposing quarterbacks' lives living hell, which it never was for any quarterback Baltimore played in 2025. It was the exact opposite. It was paradise. It was heaven. They were seated at the right hand of God, just standing back there, having all day to throw. You add Maxx Crosby, that changes things. I said it last week, man. He is not a game changer. He's a season changer. You want the Ravens to trade for Crosby? If you do, hit that thumbs up button and like today's video. We're going to talk about what a trade might look like. We're also going to talk about how that might directly affect Baltimore and Jesse Minter. But real quickly, I got to tell you about our awesome friends over at PrizePicks. Shoot your shot on PrizePicks. You get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. PrizePicks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. PrizePicks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. Pick from all your favorite sports. Anything from basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and more. I know, unfortunately, football season is over, but I just want to prove to you guys how easy it is to cash in with our friends over at PrizePicks. This was my big game lineup I was giving you guys all last week. Tune into any video from last week. I showed you this and I said, hey, use it with PrizePicks. I did, and I won some money with our great friends. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Now, here is my idea for a Maxx Crosby trade. Take a first-round pick at number 14, add a little bit of spice to that, and then add in Marlon Humphrey, cornerback. Now, I think Las Vegas would take that. The only reason I believe that maybe they wouldn't is because Maxx Crosby is going to be so coveted. So there might be a team or two that could throw in some extra draft picks in there, maybe an extra player. I wouldn't mind throwing in a fifth, right, if you need to sweeten the deal. But the reason I believe that some teams might be hesitant to do that is because there might have been a price decrease. Like torn meniscus in 2025, that's a big deal. Ankle injury in 2024 sidelined him for a lot of that season. That's a big deal as well. And he's 28 years old. Like, he's no spring chicken anymore. This is a guy who's played a decent bit. He got drafted in 2019. He's going on, what, year 8 in the NFL? Guys, like, trading a first-rounder and a star player should be enough for an edge rusher who's 28 and who's had a little bit of health problems. Obviously, you can still see the dominance, and that's exactly why we'd be willing to do the deal. And just imagining him paired up, Jesse Minter, and that'd be so special. Because Jesse Minter got the best out of some guys in Los Angeles, man. Tuli Tuipulotu, 60 quarterback pressures. Dafe Owe, 37, and he only spent, 9 games with Jesse in Los Angeles? Khalil Mack, 32, at his age, did not play a full season either. Those guys got to get to the passer as well. 13 sacks for Tuli, 7.5 for Dafe, 6 for Justin. Like, you just give Jesse Minter this team talent, like the Ravens talent. Even without Maxx Crosby, you're getting better production. But if you add Maxx Crosby, that man, it is totally different. Because these two teams were totally different from each other last year. Just look at the pressures. The top 3 we showed you in Los Angeles, the top 3 in Baltimore were 30, 30, and 28. That's right. Not a single of your top 3 Ravens pressures getter would have been a top 3 one in Los Angeles. Sacks, you could say the exact same thing. 13, 7.5, and 6 compared to 5, 4.5, and 3.5. This was a major problem all of last season. That's why you ended up hiring Jesse Minter. Because you wanted to not only fix this problem with personnel, but mostly fix it with your defensive scheme. Fix it with your defensive play caller, with your defensive coordinator. I think he did that with Minter. Now you just got to make sure he's got the Stallions to do it. You got some chances in free agency. Obviously, you're going to go to the NFL draft as well, but are you going to be able to draft anybody at 14 that's going to be as impactful as Maxx Crosby? Don't even think about it, because that answer is no. So if you covet that pick a lot because it's 14, man, would you take Maxx Crosby with the 14th overall pick? And if that answer is yes, then go ahead. Send that to Las Vegas. What's the percent chance the Ravens trade for Maxx Crosby? Let me know your answer down below. Scale it for me 1 to 100. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. We'll have another video out early tomorrow morning. We'll have you covered all week long. This is the place to be for anything you could want, need, or desire with the Baltimore Ravens. We got you covered right here on the Ravens Rundown. So lock us in. Follow me on socials, and y'all have a great rest of your day.